Hey guys, Brandon here with WS Model Railroaders. Today, we're working on part 2 of the sawmill, so finishing up all our ground work. Basically I think we're just going to be doing static grass. And probably adding some flock here and there for, it's got Scenic Texture Flock and Turf. Autumn Glory Blend. So basically, we're just going to sprinkle this on as our last coat after the static grass to kind of give the orange and red appeal, you can see on our ground foam throughout there. You also kind of get that texture when you're placing your trees. Some of the ground foam will actually fall off the trees onto the ground. It kind of looks pretty good too. Kind of looks like leaves are collecting under the tree. But this is kind of my base coat that I'll put on afterwards. Yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and start getting some static grass down and see how it turns out. So, the color I'm going to be using is a fairly light, don't know if you want to call that tan necessarily. Basically, I buy my static grass on Amazon. I think it's 4 to 6 millimeter. I get like 6 packs of these with different colors pretty much. So I'm using the lightest tan that I have. Unfortunately, I don't have the bags anymore, so you'll have to look in the description below for the links of the stuff I'm using. I'll also throw the applicator that I'm using in there. This is just another cheap one from Amazon, but it does the job, so I'll need that. We'll need the same glue that we've been using for the ground foam, so 25% modpodge, 75% water. And judging from how much static grass I have left, I don't have that much. So this might be able to get me... I don't think I'm going to get too far. We'll see what we can do. I got this really light stuff, but I don't think that's going to work very well. But we might be able to try it, so we will see. So first things first, we'll take our glue and we'll go ahead and find some spots that we want the grass to stick. So preferably on these spots where the foam didn't necessarily stick to. Kind of douse it in there. We'll kind of go all over the place. We don't necessarily want it caked everywhere, but kind of just to give it some natural grass patches every here and there. Not caking it like I was before when I was putting the ground foam down. We got our ground here. I kind of just stick this wherever as I'm going. Some people, attach a nail to some or something, but this works fine for me. Usually within 6 to 8 inches of the actual applicator. Just try not to get too close because you'll get zapped. Only a AA powering this thing, but I'll tell you what, it scares the living shit out of you when you do get zapped because it is pretty nasty, I will say. If you actually hear the pop that goes on, yep, just like that. It's a little bit more than just 12 volts that you're thinking you're getting shocked with. Alright, and lastly, I think we're gonna try, this is some really dark stuff, just to darken it up, because it definitely is brighter than the other color. I think it's looking pretty good. It's not a perfect match to the rest of the stuff, but we'll see once we start adding this brown foam if it's going to help it on all. The thing is, I don't remember if I used this stuff or if I used individual reds and then I went to yellows or oranges. I can't remember. So, trial and error. We'll give it a shot and see how it looks. And judging by the fact that I still have this in the cover, I'm going to guess I did not use this. So, some dark red coarse turf and some orange fall coarse turf. You can just take your glue, the 25% Mod Podge, 75% water, and kind of go over everything. Now at this point I like to use hairspray just because it's quicker. You will have to clean the track right after though. You don't want to forget about that and then start applying trees and then you got a mess to deal with. So now you may think that hairspray isn't the best choice for this, but I used it on the back area down here and it really hasn't fallen apart or, fallen off, or, I'll hit it with the vacuum up here every now and then too, and it still doesn't really take all the flock away, so I think it actually holds on pretty well, so it's up to you what you want to do. Alrighty, and just like that, our ground foam is now matching everything else, and it's looking pretty darn good. So, let's go ahead and add a little bit more detail. I think we're going to add some sawdust at the sawmill here. So, shout out to Whitetails and Timber. That is one of my other YouTube channels that I got with my dad and the family. Basically, it's a newer channel, and showcases basically hunting as well as sawmilling and food plotting. So if you have any interest, I'll try and add a link to our bio or a little icon on my channel art on the home screen. If you have any interest in sawmilling or anything like that, actual real life cutting up logs and all that fun stuff. But with that, we had a donation I just decided to grab a bucket of actual sawdust that we got from the land, and I'm actually going to use this on the layout here, so we're going to see what we can do with it. I think that looks pretty cool. Kind of just surrounded the parameter of the sawmill building with just sawdust. I kind of like that. Now you can use a lighter ballast or something like that. You know, maybe paint the ballast that's already on there. That feature looks kind of cool. So basically, I'll probably just take the same glue I've been using, 25% Mod Podge, 70% water, and just hit all the spots that I just added. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you learned something new. Finally, guys got to watch me do some static grass, so maybe I'll have an actual dedicated tutorial one of these days, but it's pretty basic, nothing crazy. Just stay tuned. Other than that, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Go ahead and leave a comment below if you guys have any comments or suggestions, anything like that. Otherwise, thanks for tagging along, and we will catch you guys in the next video.